Now, Carl Herr is our reporter at the Brisbane River at the suburb of Rosalie, and he joins us now. Carl, thanks for joining us this morning. Can you tell us what's happened overnight in Brisbane?
Good morning, Mary. Well, Brisbane has been a city effectively on tenterhooks for a few days now. The warning came out that this was going to be a bad flood. It was going to be worse than the record flood of 1974, so people have definitely been on edge. The preparations have been underway, readying themselves, and when people woke this morning, I think a lot of residents here, even old-time residents, will have been surprised at just how much water has come into the suburbs around Brisbane. Certainly where we are in Rosalie, that certainly happened. The street behind me was fine to go through last night, and then we wake up this morning and the residents here, obviously this street now is impassable by road. So a lot of roads around the area are closed. Power has been cut to large sections of the city for safety reasons. So but it's only going to get worse. So the preparations are really stepping up a notch this morning.
And so when you talked with local residents, what was their mood and what are they going to do today?
Well, the mood is calm, but they also know that it's going to be a big flood. So the preparations are well underway. Here in Rosalie, I'm on Nash Street in Rosalie, and you can see there are vehicles here, mainly shopkeepers who are basically scrambling to get their belongings into their vehicles and to head off, because the flood peak that is expected, or the level that the water is going to rise to, if it beats 1974, the residents tell me it'll be that high that all these shops here will be inundated. So it's creating a lot of concern for the people here, and as you can see, I mean, the flooding doesn't just end here; it extends all the way around past these shops here. So it's fairly serious. Now, we've spoken to a couple of shopkeepers. One of them was Victoria Ashworth, and she runs a boutique just down the road. And I asked her how she was coping this morning and what just exactly how her morning unfolded.
I was given a phone call at 4 o'clock this morning, to come down and evacuate, and many locals have helped us move the stock out, and most of us are evacuated now.
Have you got everything out?
Yes, everything's out of the shop that can be taken out of the shop now.
And when you got the phone call, I mean, what were your thoughts? I mean, what did they tell you?
Just get down to the village immediately. So out of bed, I've had 4 hours sleep. I arrived home from Dubai at 11 o'clock last night. Yeah, so. And
from what you can gather, where do you think the water is going to get to? I mean, we hear about the 74 peak. They say it's going to be worse. That means your whole shop will go under, won't it?
Yes, definitely. I experienced the 74 floods at Indooroopilly. I think I was about 22 years old then, so I'm predicting from what people are saying that it's actually going to be worse than 74 floods, and that was dreadful.
So that's Victoria Ashworth, a shop owner there who has a very grim prognosis there for her business. So, Carl, what else will the river do today that you've been told in that local area?
Well, Mary, as we mentioned, the floodwaters are going to rise, so they're looking at particularly this afternoon that potentially it could be, well, definitely where I'm standing at the moment. Exactly where we're unsure, but it's going to be high. In terms of the broader outlook for Brisbane, 4.5 metres they're expecting at the city gauge, but the actual highest level, the peak, won't be experienced until probably tomorrow. And in 1974 it was 5.45 metres, so if it's going to be above that, that just gives you an indication of just how bad this is going to be. And I mean, here in Rosalie, one thing that I've noticed is that so many people, obviously it's taken people by surprise, because I've seen at least half a dozen joggers turn this corner here and go to run down Nash Street only to realise that they can't pass it. So it just gives you an indication that this is a surprise, even though Brisbane is ready. They've been told about the flooding. Just where the water is and exactly how quickly it's come up has still taken a few people by surprise.